Sheikha Hend Faisal Al Qassemi is a multifaceted, multi-passionate entrepreneur, a committed philanthropist, an accomplished artist and author, and above all, a beautiful woman inside out. As a designer, businesswoman, magazine editor, and ambassador, this entrepreneur has a plate more full than most. But she has taken each role, each goal to fruition and continues to impress and inspire her well-wishers. Her excellency attributes her skills to the strong influences in her life. It was my pleasure to meet with her, and now I invite you to listen to the fascinating stories from her childhood, which have helped shape her personality and strongly defined her character in her own words.
Your body of work is so prolific and you've had a fantastic journey so far, and that really makes me inquisitive about your childhood. How was it and what really inspired you to be here?
I think everyone's childhood has a lot to do with the mature person they are today.
Exactly.
I grew up in an international school. I had Indian, European, Arabic and Asian friends. So naturally, when I grew up, I was very comfortable with working with all the nationalities. My mother was a school principal and a teacher. My father was one of the first medical doctors, and this was before the age of oil. So they were very much into education, and I think that was instilled in me, that you have to do it on your own, that you don't have to wait until money is given to you, that you have to create your own niche, your own market, your own successful product, or create a service which is something that's indispensable and something that people need.
But talking about entrepreneurship, I think you are a serial entrepreneur, and you into so many businesses and you've done phenomenally well in all of it. How did that start? Did you have that quality in you always, or it was something that was inculcated in you?
Because I was raised by my late grandmother. She was illiterate, and although her father was very rich, after she became a widow at 19, she had 2 daughters, and she had no source of income. So she created her own business.
Okay.
She was like, no, I have 2 daughters. I don't want my daughters to be subjected to anything that they won't be happy about. She was like, I would rather I protect them and do the best I can. And then eventually, she became an important real estate queen in the Emirates.
That's amazing. What a great story.
And she taught herself to read at the age of 50. I would admire how hard it was, because I remember hearing her trying to pronounce the letters, and it was really difficult at that age to learn how to read and write. When you have this as a role model,
exactly,
it's
so inspiring.
It's so inspiring.
Creativity runs through her veins. Sheikha Hend has had a heavy creative influence during her growing years, and it has inspired the shapes and structures of the pieces she curates for her brand House of Hend. The brand has become Her Excellency's artistic expression through the medium of clothing, and she has a passion for creating walking pieces of art.
So tell me more about all the businesses that you have in lifestyle and in the beauty industry, as well as the fashion industry.
I have a fashion line called the House of Hend.
Yes.
And you do know that Hind actually means India.
Yes.
Well, I started with my first business was my fashion business, and I opened the shop in Mega Mall, and we would have monthly shows. To make it more fun, I would invite international designers to participate with me. There were lots of new up-and-coming designers, and some were well established, and it was a lot of fun. We would have a fashion show of 3 to up to maybe 8 designers, only 10 pieces each, and we would have like a full house every time. It was a lot of fun.
That's amazing.
And we would even get coverage, and we're talking TV and newspaper and magazine, which was fantastic. But then I would feel bad, because I would feel responsible for the designers that didn't get coverage.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a photographer and a videographer, so everyone was going to have a decent coverage, and it would be an accumulative price. And at that time, the participation to be in this fashion show was for 1,000 dirhams, including the models, the makeup, the PR, the press coverage.
Oh, wow.
The video would give you a CD with the pictures, and a video and a CD with the video. And you'd also have an opportunity to sell for 1 month in the shop.
Wow.
with a 10% commission. And now, if I were to do the same thing, I'd do it with a higher price because I was losing money. I mean, I was very happy that they were selling, but you have to have it. You need to know
Good
the
balance
difference.
between business and emotion.
And the magazine was born out of the coverage I used to give for the girls.
Okay, so that's how Velvet was
Yes.
born.
One successful business led to another. Along with the flourishing fashion house, she started a series of businesses, like the magazine Velvet. Her strong Arabic roots reflect the content of Velvet, a UAE-based monthly magazine that looks west but thinks east. It incorporates global style and trends, staying true to Middle Eastern's sensibilities. Magazine further helped flourish her business into the field of events and PR, and also led her to authoring the Black Book of Arabia, which recounts a collection of fascinating stories of the people in the Middle East.
Well, as an Arab woman, you've obviously broken many stereotypes, and you're really inspiring with everything that you've been doing. Does it make you feel very responsible because there's so many other Arab girls and women in general are looking up to you?
Very much so. I get messages all the time. I get fan mail, and I seldom get criticism. I try to make a difference where I can. And many people come back to me and they're like, thank you for being a good example. Because a lot of famous people are just showing us how to spend our money.
Right.
We know how to do that. Teach us how to be a better person.
Better person.
But I feel that with every age and maturity, you want to be something new.
Yes, you want to learn something new.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I feel that I want to do more towards charity, but for a good cause.
My next question is about women's right in this part of the world. What's your take on women's right and the future? What do you think is the future of women in this region?
Well, in the Emirates, we're very lucky. I remember a few weeks ago, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, the Prince of Dubai, said, we have a growing number of women in our cabinet, and I won't stop until they're at least 50%.
Right.
Because women, they walk the talk. Margaret Thatcher once said, if you want something discussed, give it to the men. If you want something done, give it to the women. I think that men do a good job, but we have to learn to partner. I'm not asking to deny men because
Absolutely. It's a balance that we need.
It's a balance that we need, not that we want, we need. Now we have a growing number of women that are more educated than men. But the men are the ones that continue to work. So we need to have a right balance with this.
True. And I see that happening more and more in this region. Last but not the least, what are the biggest achievements that you've had that really makes you proud?
I'm very happy when I see that I was able to change someone's life for the better. Like when you do some of your charity projects, or when you work with, when you have an intern and they learn so much and they grow so much and they're so successful. And they continue calling me back and they're like, I want you to come for this. They're giving me, they consider me part of their extended family. And they're like, I did this because you were there to support me. And so it's like, I feel like I have children everywhere.
Yeah, and I think that really obviously is one of the very fulfilling feelings.
Very, very much so.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your story. There's just so much to learn from you, and I know we can keep talking, and we will in the future. But thank you for inspiring my viewers and me.
Thank you.